With a gun to support his claim, a pastoralist can now create facts on the ground. Because of the gradual impoverishment of the rural economy, pastoralists are looking for other ways to earn a living.
The charcoal producers are all over the area around us.
Charcoal is one of the main attractions where these seek to make a living. The charcoal trade provides an incentive to enclose a piece of common land with trees on it and sell that wood for charcoal to the highest bidder. Mohammed Abdi is a herder who uses charcoal production as a part-time income generation. His need for extra cash to support his basic necessities have forced him to resort to this activity, or extra cash to satisfy growing consumerism, and also to support newly acquired habits such as chewing the mild leafy stimulant qad and cigarette smoking.
There is not much that can be made from charcoal burning. It's not a profitable undertaking. We are forced by circumstances to earn a living through charcoal production. This whole enclosed area belongs to a specific clan group whose criminal activities you can see all around us.
A charcoal producer will pay for these common trees that the pastoralist has claimed in cash or with food, and in turn reduce the tree cover and surrounding shrubbery to black dust. Unsustainable in the long run, but both parties win in the short term. The environment is the only loser.
This is a hole in the ground where charcoal has been produced, and one truckload has been produced here. What you see here are the remnants of that load. The number of plants that have been incinerated does not only include those that have been used for charcoal, but also those shrubs, grass, and so on that were used for animal for feed or whatever. And everything has been destroyed.
The herder becomes a part-time charcoal producer to supplement income and furthermore as a coping mechanism during the onset of harsh economic times, such as that brought about by the recurrent droughts.
For us, the trees is vital. The pastoralist needs the trees more than anybody else. The animals cannot do without the tree and will perish in their absence. It's only out of necessity that we do charcoal production. We have nothing else to pursue from which to earn a living.
The trees cut are often live trees, despite claims that only dried up trees are cut for charcoal production. Process of production entails two methods, above ground mound and the dug out kiln. The above ground mound is the predominant method in the Hode. Transportation to the site kiln is a time-consuming labour-intensive activity. Therefore, the mound is constructed at the site with a donkey cart and metal sheets. The charcoal producer is often skeptical about any questions asked about the trade he is involved in and hesitates to disclose the quantity produced and income.
I don't know how much it is. What do you mean? You make the guess yourself. How would I know?
There are many people involved in the trade.
Xusha gaariga waa laga soo kiriyay qiimihiisa waxa laga soo kiriyay kirada 800,000.
I have paid 800,000 Somaliland shillings for the truck rent. The rent depends on distance to city where the charcoal would head. The truck would carry about 200 to 230 bags.
The people in the process begins with the producer, the owner of the vehicle, the trader, and others. The location of the clip is 70 kilometers from Hargeisa. There is a lot of wastage involved in the process. Both processes consume huge amounts of biomass incineration, such as shrubs and grass, and destroy the landscape. A great deal is crushed and left behind unutilized.
There will be porters who will charge us 800 to 1,000 Somaliland shillings per bag, and the end price of the bag would be 14,000 to 15,000 Somaliland shillings per bag wholesale. The retailers would then sell it for 17 to 18,000 Somaliland shillings to the end user.
Prices at the site are 6,000 to 7,000 Somaliland shillings, although there might also be intermediaries who add commission expenses. The wholesaler prices can be in the range of 12,000 to 13,000 Somaliland shillings and will eventually be sold to the consumer.
There are 3 of us to divide up the porter charges. We support our families this way. The retailers, about 40 of them, use the proceeds to support their families too. We charge 800 to 1,000 Somaliland shillings per bag for unloading the truck.
I often purchase about 10 bags for which I pay 15,000 Somaliland shilling each. I pack it into small scoops which I sell for 1,000 Somaliland shilling. I sell the whole bag for 17,000 to 18,000 Somaliland shilling. I only earn 2,000 Somaliland shilling profit per bag.
The powder formed from the crushed charcoal is left behind at every site, and truckers often dump remains at the outskirts of town. It amounts to 2 bags full, 50 kilograms by weight, for every truckload of 200 bags. There are 3 corporations operating out of Hargeisa. The Ministry of Pastoral Development and Environment offers licenses to them to operate with the provision that they adhere to regulations such as charcoal production from trees that have dried up.
According to our cooperative operation regulations, licensed people should adhere to the principles of not cutting live trees. Charcoal production cannot be from dry trees. Cutting live trees is a criminal act.
The corporations are Elays, at Ed, and Nolays of various membership strengths ranging between 50 to 120. Some members believe that the regulatory mechanisms are out of control.
Presently, everybody produces charcoal. There is no control over who produces it. Everybody is engaged in producing charcoal. There is no way a live tree can be spared.